hello and welcome to our time.
What is happening? I don't know. We're all on meta power. We're just kind of like, we have energy.
You got the moon phases going with that jam and tunes. I'm like, yeah. We've all got our meta power going. I have my meta power with my jig this morning, so I'm like, and I'm super stoked because we've got Elisa Boots with us today, and she is one of my favorite people.
Thank you.
And so before, we sing the songs of the Meta Power, Elisa is going to take us through. It is Libra season and crystals and oils and moon. So tell us. So when we're looking at like setting our intention for the month, what kind of guidance, what kind of magic juju should we be reaching for?
Well, glad you asked. October, we're still in the zodiac sign of Libra. Okay, so Libra is balance, kind of a even keel, using reason and judgment versus high emotion and everything. However, we've come through a phase of lots of retrogrades. So if in the last month, even if Libra season has started at the end of September, like around the 20th, I think, if your life has been crazy and things have just been going bonkers or stuck, things not following through, breathe a little sigh of relief because our retrogrades are finishing up. And this full moon that's coming up on October 9th is a great time to release anything that's been going on in your life in the last, several months, especially the last several months, and let it go. Just let it go. And then this full moon is going to be in the sign of Aries. It's just going to pass through it. And that's the ram. So you're just going to like, bam, get through this and just release it. So I would say intentions for the month are to, let go and rebalance, refocus, re-engage, because at the end of the month, we have the new moon in Scorpio, and of course Halloween. I mean, come on. Best time for people. The weather's changing. It's a time to kind of let go of all that kind of end of summer stuff. And this is truly the fall. And so, yes, I would say your intentions for the month are to just kind of let it go, rebalance, reawaken, re-energize. And on that note, the coming full moon, which is on October the 9th, is going to be that time where you can do all that. Just let it go and release all this stuff, and get yourself ready for the fall, the darker months. I mean, you want to let go of all that, get into the fall. This is called the Hunter's Moon that's coming up. And obviously back in the day, after harvest, then people would go in and hunt and get their stores for the winter. So this is a time to really now stock up. You've kind of, the summer work is done. This is a time to stock up. It's also a time traditionally where people would start to kind of get together, kind of like, hook up, because babies were born in May. And that's
who's gonna keep you warm this winter?
Yeah, you gotta get your boo on and snuggle, right? And so what I wanted to do is share some oils with you for the full moon. Actually, you can use them all this month to kind of release everything that's gone on from the late summer and get yourself ready for the fall. Now, obviously, I will make a plug for Harvest Spice, but I understand that's sold out. I mean, that's always a good oil combo to use in the fall because it's just so fall-like. But I want to introduce some other oils to you today for release. So the oils that I want to talk about real quick it'd be thyme, frankincense. Yeah, thyme, frankincense, cypress. I love cypress, and lemongrass. Yes. Right? So you can diffuse this all as a combination, just a couple drops each. You don't have to do anything fancy. But each one of these oils, and of course, frankincense, I mean, how can you not talk about frankincense, right?
Exactly.
It is the oil of oils, and it is the all-purpose oil. It's not only a great scent for the fall because it has that kind of earthy scent, but it's also a great scent to do any type of intention work, meditation work, release work.
Oh.
So you always want to have frankincense in your back pocket. Time is great for releasing and forgiving. This is a good one, you know, because I don't know about you, but I've had some real issues this year with people.
Right.
So,
Right, girl.
This is one for forgiveness. And again, you know, going into the darker months, the last thing we need on our minds are ongoing things that we think about. Because in the darker months, you're going to be inside more. You're going to be in your head more. This is the time to release it, baby. Get rid of it. Get it going out. So time is a great one to use for that release. And then we have Cypress. And Cypress is about flow and releasing stagnant energy. So again, you know, sometimes people come into the fall and they love it. It's their power time. It's my power time. But you want it, yeah, right? It's your power time too. I know it's your power time. But it's also a time of, you want to get into that flow. If it's your power time, you certainly want to be in the flow. If it's not your power time, you want to make it so that you can still flow with the season, you know? And it's a bright scent, so that also uplifts you. It's not heavy. It doesn't drag you down. So, and then the last one is lemongrass. And obviously, I mean, a lot of people use lemongrass on a day-to-day basis for cleansing, but it's also great for that cleansing and clearing the air. Let's get yourself back to step one there and go forward. So all of these oils are great to use from now until the full moon to release. But then the full moon starts to wane. So you can still, if you're working on things, I mean, you know, because sometimes just diffusing one time doesn't do it, obviously. You have to keep letting it go, right? So I really think that as an alternative to the harvesty smells of the year, you know, these actually have a real spiritual intention to them. And to use them all in combo, or even just, you know, pick and choose what works for your nose and what works for whatever you're working on. I think these 4 oils are a great way to release what's going on right now. I mean, this has been a tumultuous year just in general for many people. After the pandemic, things are trying to right themselves. It's not quite right yet. And then other things have been going on in people's lives, right? So, you know, let's try to come into this season with a little bit of lightness and releasing. And, you know, because this is the time of the year, then, you know, we have family and holidays, and we want to be rid of all that stuff that may have caused us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And those are all really powerful oils. Like, they do so much, and they do so much on the emotional as well as physical. Like, yeah, 100%. I love that combination. Can't wait to use it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really potent one. And just for all you other oily people out there or new to oiliness, you only need a couple drops of each because they're really powerful. They're strong. You don't want to like douse yourself because it'll be too much. But you know, no, this is a great time for releasing. And then, you know, obviously we get into Halloween and we get into that fun stuff at the end of the year. We can do more with the releasing at that time because there's, you know, for people who are spiritually inclined, Halloween also has other connotations too of starting over again at the end of the season, right? You know, starting in the close to the springtime, you start in the end of fall into winter, and then your rebirth starts there. So again, those oils come in really good use to again start over. You know, a fresh beginning, a new time.
Absolutely, right? I love that. I just love it. Love it so much.
Thank you.
Do you have any crystals or anything like that you would use like this time of year?
You know,
like for this moon?
Yeah, for this moon, it's a hunter's moon, right? Now, traditionally, according to the almanac, Farmer's Almanac, is a hunter's moon, and it's also called the blood moon. So go figure on that one. But if you're not inclined to that, and of course, if you want to follow that, because, you know, there is, you know, the aspect if people hunt at this time, a lot of my friends have gone hunting in the last couple of weeks. So the blood moon has its purpose. But if you want to have crystals that associate with that, it's also, as the hours and the days get shorter, blood moon fire, right? And so, definitely garnet is a great crystal for grounding. Okay, so as you're releasing all this stuff, you want to ground. So I would say garnet. Garnet is one of my go-to. It's also my birthstone, but it's a go-to stone. It's so powerful. It represents fire. It represents that grounding aspect, right? And also the color of it is very, fall. I mean, that beautiful red.
I love it.
So I would say garnet. And then the other one that I was thinking of today was citrine. Because citrine, right? Citrine has that wonderful quality of that sun energy, that orange, again, very fall-like, but also it's also a releasing stone and rejuvenation stone. So again, as you're working on releasing and your intentions for the upcoming season, do some garnet for grounding, citrine to help you cleanse and release. And I think you'll all be good to go.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I'm going to put all the garnet and citrine on.
Yeah.
That I have.
Ground yourself.
The
right?
oils.
The oils, and you'll be good to go. But, truly, I think this has been such a transitional year for so many people, right? And we've got some other stuff coming up at the end of the year, in this country, politically, whatever. I mean, it's going to be tumultuous. So we need to all focus on sticking to our intentions, our personal intentions, and grounding. I mean, all of us need this grounding, because I think this has been just such a, crazy year following, two very, very serious years. We're not done with it yet. We can't just walk away.
Yeah.
True.
And for grounding, I just got to give a shout out to guaiac wood, also known as guacamole, depending upon who you're talking to. But this, if you're familiar with Palo Santo, this is a much better version. So that is got a very unique, very grounding, and honestly, so it comes from the heartwood, and I just feel it. It really draws me in. So if you're looking for some grounding, I'm always a Balance and Vetiver fan, but this has been really moving into my heart on a go-to oil.
Yeah. How do you pronounce that? Guaiac?
Guaiac.
Okay, guaiac.
Yeah.
I thought that oil is just amazing. I haven't worked with it because it's brand new, but when I first smelled it, that's the first thing I thought. What an amazing oil to ground with.
Right?
And, I also, for those of you who are into personal scents, wearing personal scents, that's an amazing oil to use as a base for any personal scent you're doing. Because it has that grounding quality, and it's so smoky, and I don't know, it's a really wonderful, and it's not overpowering.
Yeah. And speaking of personal scents, part of so for those of you guys don't know about the 30-day Meta Power Challenge, I figure we should probably clear a few things up. You do not have to use every single product. Oh, dear Lord, no. So right now, the only way to buy it is the Meta Power Kit or the Post-Convention Kit. By the way, isn't my hair wonderful? I washed it with shampoo and conditioner bars.
It looks great.
It's gorgeous.
And
gorgeous.
Honestly, I was super surprised at how nice the shampoo and conditioner bars are. But so the Meta Power Challenge. So the whole basis around it is, yes, Meta Power and Advantage and Meta Power Assist and the oil, they're all going to do amazing things, even if you just use the product. However, we know the desired result is living a healthier lifestyle, whether that's making healthy habits, getting your body moving, eating healthier food, taking time for some mindfulness, doing stress management, and being proactive about things. So part of the challenge, instead of sending you like information every day about what MetaPower does and how it works, every day we're giving you tips. Well, we send you to a landing page. We send you a short text, and there's a link that takes you to our landing page where there's a video or a workbook or an array of different resources on just what's an easy way you can develop a healthy habit. Like there's one video where the guy goes on about like, if you grab a gallon jug of water, it weighs about 20 pounds. So that's your 20-pound dumbbell. Whereas like a Campbell soup is like a 5-pound dumbbell. And just grab those while the kids are running around and move your body. So it's and it's not about doing anything drastic. Like y'all know,
and I also want to clarify too. MetaPower isn't like a weight loss necessarily.
Yeah, no.
This isn't like a pill that you can take, lose 20 pounds, and continue eating your donuts and your
It's all about managing your blood sugar levels, right? It is glucose management.
Exactly.
So that is all it does. It does not make your body lose weight. Your body does what it does on its own. So the and if you want to learn more about it, we have a whole group dedicated to it. I might even like end up teaching a class about this because I feel like maybe people want that. Do they want to have an OG class? Let me know in the you know what? I'll put a poll up.
Yeah.
See if they want to learn about it.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. It's getting your metabolism to work the way it's supposed to. It is not a weight loss thing. That is just one of the effects people get. My husband hasn't lost a single pound. Not 1 pound. Like, and that's just where his body's at. He's also like working his tushy off to gain weight and build muscle.
Oh, yeah.
So he eats a whole lot, but I did know. Sorry, he didn't lose any weight, but he has trimmed up in his waist, and he has to eat a lot of calories and a lot of protein to be able to build the muscle, along with a lot of workout. So he always has like a bit of a pooch because he's just like cramming so much into his belly. Like, so it's kind of exciting to see, like, because I know that's got to be frustrating for him, is that like, even though he works his tail off on his body, like he's still got his pooch. I know for myself, like weight's totally secondary. I didn't give a left hoot about the weight loss. I started this because I was in such a bad mental health space. Like I was like, I mean, everybody who's spent time with me off of a live stream just knows how quickly I go into like spiral mode, and then all of a sudden I'm in tears, and if I don't eat food at exactly the times, I turn into a hangry crazy person. And so like what's even worse about that is that when your blood sugar drops and spikes like that, you age faster.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yes. How bananas is that? And so I was just, and it explains why my brain was convinced I was old all of a sudden, because I kept crashing and rising. So what MetaPower does, the assist helps you keep your blood sugar levels a little bit more stable. So instead of mountains, you're a little more like this.
Right. And then you don't crave some of those other things. We could do like a whole separate, we're like 20 minutes. We could do a whole separate thing on that, but I think that's good.
And really, if you're just you're like, I don't want to potentially lose weight, I don't want to do any of that, then just do the MetaPower Advantage, the collagen plus NMN. That's got like literal anti-aging features in there, folks.
Yeah,
like that is what NMN does. NMN is a precursor to NAD plus, and so there's a whole thing. We've got info on that. You can learn about it in our MetaPower group, because we're not trying to like overload you guys, but everyone that I know that has been on it has their lives completely changed. So really the challenge is we have you register, you fill out a survey, and then we do weekly check-ins. And that does a combination of how you're feeling and your measurements, and all that's for just internal for your reference. And then you can share wins in the group on like how things are going. That's it. It's nothing crazy. No, like hop on one foot and pat your head and pat your belly at the same time. So if you guys like to join that is totally powered up, and we're having a lot of fun over there. So
Right.
I think that's about it. So we do have promos. Make sure to check out the promo post because there's a ton of giveaways. So basically, if you get the post-convention kit, you get a free adaptive and a free balance. Adaptive capsule and a free balance.
Okay.
That's excellent.
Not too shabby. Because it showed a picture of a full 15 ml, not a 5 ml.
Right.
So
are you talking about the capsules or the oil adaptive?
You get an adaptive capsule and balance 15 ml if you get the
balance. Okay. Yeah. That's great. That's I mean, adaptive alone has saved my life.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Because it's been a crazy year.
Yeah, man. Absolutely bananas. All right, with that, we will see you guys next week.
All right,
Happy
bye guys.
Bye.